It's good to be back in the Hello Project offices and here in the new Sungomin office. I need to talk to Sunku about that name. But it's good to be back. We've got 3 A-sides. Sunku and I are doing better than ever. But I haven't given up on my Kyari Pamyu back pocket. You need me, my little kawaii goddess. Welcome everyone to MMJJ. My name is Jake.
And my name is Jeremy.
You just bumped me. Today, we are going to be reviewing another brand spanking new A-side called
What is Love?
And we will be doing it in glorious HD thanks to my new camera, Nikon 1 J3.
What is love? More like, what does this song have to do with love besides having hearts in the dance formation?
More like, what is this song? Somewhere Sunku is wringing his hands and crying out to Buddha, "Why don't the Americans understand?"
So here's the thing, I really like this song, and out of the triple A sides, this is quite possibly my favorite one, and it's one of my favorite songs that Sunku's written in a while. It has a jazzy swing feel to it while still retaining that overly processed techno-pop sound that Sunku's been sticking to lately. Yeah, the lyrics are all over the place, and the English is about as random as theory irony, but it's a catchy song nonetheless.
This song has a noisy intro. It almost sounds like 2 different songs being played at the same time. And it works, I think. There's something a little discordant about the intro. Overall, the backing track for this instrumentally sounds a lot like Daft Punk's soundtrack for the Tron Legacy movie. If you've never heard the soundtrack from Tron Legacy, go give it a listen, especially to the main theme, and you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very dark computer synth sound. There's not a lot of high popability in this. It's just dark and kind of edgy and driving along. The lyrics for this song were a little bit shallow, or were they? On a first listen, it sounds like this song is saying that a girl needs to be a goddess of love, meaning she has to flirt in a certain way, she has to cry, she has to laugh, she has to be turned on, she has to be turned off, she has to hit these very shallow points of perceived femininity to have any impact on the world. But then the second time listening to it, the lyrics almost seem to say that a woman is a little bit more than that. In fact, if you listen to it a second time, and especially pay attention to the second half of the song, this almost turns into a pseudo-feminine empowerment song, where it starts to say that all a woman has to do is be pretty and light and laugh and cry and just do little shallow things, and she can totally impact the whole world. So which is it? Is this song saying that a girl has to be shallow, or that all she has to do is be shallow? There is a distinction there. Either a girl is useless unless she falls into a certain category of girly traits, or all she has to do is be a little girly and she can change the world, meaning that women really have all the power. Given that this is a Sunku song, it's hard to say which edge he was going for, if he was even going for either of those edges. With Sunku, it's hard to say.
Now, unfortunately, this song faces 2 sad problems. Number 1, Riho got long solo, which sounds bad not only in the live, but in the studio version as well. And 2, this song got a crappy music video, if you could even call it a music video.
Now about that music video, we didn't really get a proper MV for this single. We actually just kind of got a concert performance with the studio track put to it. On the plus side, I will give it that it is fun and high energy. The camera angles are dynamic, it's well filmed and pretty good quality considering it's a concert piece. The downside is not a lot of effort was put into it. The girls' costumes really were just typical clothing pieces that just happened to be in their respective member colors. The dance seemed It's not that the dance was bad, it's just that sometimes it was a little overly simplistic. While there were some fun things that happened, the majority of the dance just basically consisted of hopping. All in all, this was a really cop-out way to do an MV for this. Another reason why Tsunku shouldn't do so many A-sides. He doesn't have the budget, clearly, to do full MVs for all three of his A-sides, so he's gonna give us half-assed concert performances?
Here we have a really fun song with some kickin' harmonies and a funky dance to go along with it, and yet it gets saddled with the worst music video that Tsunku has ever done. Now, this is not the first time that Tsunku has created a music video primarily focusing on concert footage. Unlike Chokon 2, however, he did not even bother to film a close-up version and some shots of the girls doing something silly like Yossi hitting a gong a couple times to blend in with the actual music video, so that we had something that was at least semi-proper and looked polished enough. The other thing is that this song was really well received when it was on J Mello, and it was kind of a wild card that was thrown in that he was turning it into an A-side, so that it had such a wildly popular success rate as a musical piece and then got shafted with a crappy music video. It kind of seems like a slap in the face to the fans for saying, this is a great song that Tsunku's written, we want to hear this as an A-side and see what kind of music video he can put together. And then he trolls everybody and says, just kidding, I don't think you deserve anything special. You'll just get whatever I'm putting out for you. Compared to Egao Sunshine, which had, I think, the best music video of these three, and then No One Can Replace Nippon Nippon Nippon, which got a little repetitive and boring after a while, this one tragically falls into the lowest category of music videos when it really could have been the best, because musically, I think it was the best piece that he wrote.
His Love, I feel like, was a more marketable song, even if the lyrics did not make sense.
I think this could have been a really fun swing-style music video, reminiscent of possibly Mr. Moonlight, I Know Big Band, or even similar to AAA's Kuchibiru Kara Romantica, which had a fun music video. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out.
I feel like the way that Tsunku has established Morning Musume, and especially with recent Morning Musume, he's not really able to get away with story MVs anymore. I don't think he's given these girls distinctive enough personalities, whereas in previous generations, like, it was all about the individual girls. He's moving much more towards an AKB 40-something trend where it's just a sea of girls. Right now, Sayu is the only one with a major personality because she's the only one with a leftover personality. Sakura is the voice, and then Kanon is the chubby one, and then Riho is Riho. The rest of the girls just kind of get shuffled into the mix. So I feel like story MVs wouldn't have the same interest to them. I appreciate dance-heavy MVs, especially with this current lineup, because it just seems to work a lot better. But I agree, something much more interesting could have been done with some close-ups, you know, putting the girls in an interesting location maybe, like where they're covered with jewelry and pretty dresses and hair, like, you know, doing typical displays of ultra femininity, you know, and you know, doing like, oh, we're so powerful, we're women, we're changing the world. Something like
Sayu
that.
could have been the goddess of love. Like Legend of Zelda, she could have been like the great fairy, like just floating with like just crystals all over, with her hair billowing behind her.
We definitely deserved a little bit better than this. Again, because Tsunku did 3 A-sides, he must have run out of money by the time he got to this one. Which is weird that he chose to... No, you know what? It's not weird, because whenever Tsunku writes a song that's very like Japan, 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 he always goes all out for those. He makes sure they get attention because he goes, oh, this is about Japan! Love Machine did so well! Clearly, if I write another song about Japan, it'll do well! So, I bet Tsunku had a moment where he was sitting down in his office and he said, I can film a music video for my Nippon 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 song, or I could film one for what is
one
love?
other song.
The love song that's actually quality. But this one is about Nippon! Tsunku kind of shot himself in the foot. He gave the music video to the weakest song and kind of screwed over the best song of the mix. Sorry about that, friends. New camera. Getting used to how it all works.
Yes, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Next week we will be reviewing the final A-side of this triple A-side shenanigans. And after that we have some other things that are planned. So we will see you guys all again next week. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.
What are you trying to say, Mariko? That you're trapped in America with some Latina woman? No, you're not. You're just trying to distract me so that I'll leave my office and you can come in and burn down Nakazawa's weave plans. We need that weave in case she ever comes back. Mariko, you are a liar, and I'm busy listening to Gaki rock the hell out of music that I wrote for the washed out old Morning Musume group. Leave me alone, stop calling me. Yes, Gaki, sing, my goddess Gaki. Yes, Gaki. Roman, I'm singing a song. Karaoke night tonight with Gaki.